Hi, welcome to another episode of the AI Workflow Lab. I'm Tito. Now, what if I told you Microsoft handed you 3 AI employees and most people have no idea these employees exist? Wouldn't that be great? Now, I'm talking about out-of-the-box Copilot agents, not custom builds. So no complicated setups, just ready-to-go agents that sit in your tenant. These agents can research topics, analyze data, even build SharePoint pages. Now, if you're a consultant or a PM and you're drowning in research, prep work, documentation, this is about to change the way you work in a positive way. So I'm going to walk you through the 3 agents that you can copy and paste the prompts you can copy and paste and you can use immediately. So let's go. Now, reality is that why do we need agents? Whether you're doing research for industry trends for a proposal, if you're analyzing spreadsheets for data and insights, or building SharePoint pages, then these are tasks that aren't difficult, but they're just time consuming. So why don't you do some delegation and get an agent to do that for you? That's exactly what I'm going to do. The first agent I want to show you is the researcher agent. Now, this is a game changer. If you're constantly pulling background information, competitive intel, and you're tasked with those type of things to do, then the researcher agent will do that for you. It'll pull all the information in the background. So instead of spending 30 to 45 minutes, it'll spend just a few minutes to do that for you. So let's jump right in and do that. So I need the research agent to do some work for me. There it is under the agents banner. So, but there in this particular case, I'm going to ask the research agent to find me do some analysis. And this is what I'm typing in the prompt here. So find recent studies on AI implementation barriers in small healthcare practices. Summarize the main challenges identified, success factors, and provide 2 actionable recommendations based on the research findings. Now, how would I do this if I didn't have the AI? It would be a lot of Googling back and forth. Sorry, Google. A lot of searching and these things would take time. But you know what? I'm going to let Copilot do for me. I can decide what sources I want the research agent to use. So I want the research agent to go to the web and also my work environment, etc. So you can do that. And if you're working with a virtual computer, you can then add additional settings there as well. I'm going to keep the default settings and I'm going to let the research agent go ahead and start working away. And now, just like in the real world where you delegate tasks to people and move on, I've done just that. So research agent, I've delegated this task for it to do the research. And actually, so what it said before I start doing that, the main challenge, So am I focusing on a specific region or country? Let's focus on the US clinical AI data only for the past 2 years. So before we do the research, it's asked a few questions to fully understand what I wanted to look for. So it's going to go ahead and start doing that. Now, I want to do a slight twist to this. So whilst the research agent is doing his work, I'm going to shift over and I'm going to show you the other 2 agents. Then we'll come back and jump and see how the research agent is done. So the second agent, and that's in real life, you would be doing that. Suppose you're working with multiple agents. You don't have to sit and wait for it to do it. You can go ahead and work with the other agents. So I'm going to talk to you now about the analyst agent. Now, this is for all of you guys who are number crunchers and deal with data. So again, a nice, effective way to find insights to your data. And in the example I'm going to show you here, I've got a spreadsheet with let me just bring my screen over here. So I've got some sales data. You can see I've got some orders, returns, customer information, products. And most of you will be in a situation where you have a spreadsheet with multiple tabs and you need to get those insights. So how can this be done with just a few prompts? And this is where the analyst agent comes into play. So if we go back to the analyst agent, which is over here. Hello, analyst agent. Sorry, here you're back. And what we're going to ask the analyst agent is the following. Now we're going to ask the analyst agent to, based on that data that I showed you, I'm going to type this prompt in over here. Analyze the customer segments by region and channel. Highlight which segments contributed most to most revenue and any noticeable shifts over time. And again, you may have different prompts, but it's all about getting those insights to that data, something that you can easily get information about and report against, right? So to analyze, I need to work with your data set. Could you upload the file that contains the customer revenue region? Of course I can. So I need to obviously point Copilot to the file. So that was a purposeful mistake. Not a mistake, to show you how it works, right? So I need to tell it, where is that data? And I hadn't done that. I was too excited ahead of myself. So it's the Contoso retail document, which is right over there. So I'll add it, and there, I've attached it now. Now, Analyst, do your analysis. So it's going to look at that spreadsheet and start giving me some insights, which is what I wanted in the first place. But yeah, it's not the first time I've asked Copilot to do something without attaching the right file that it needs to look at for the agent perspective. So there we go. So now it's reasoning and it's churning away. And the good thing about the Analyst is that it gives you the step-by-step instructions of what it's doing. So if you're really interested in what it's doing, you can click on the drop down here and it will give you the coding that it's done to get to that stage. But as you can see, it is going through the process of analyzing that data for me in a nice effective way with a nice timeline. And once it's done it, we should get some information shortly. And again, what we can do as well, we can jump between agents. The researcher, I've just got a prompt on my phone because you can also have Copilot on your phone that the researcher has completed its task. So we'll be jumping back there in a moment just to see how it's gone. But you can see, so I've got my key analysis here from the Analyst agent. I can see the information by region, overall revenue by segment, and it's even giving me some good visuals for each segment in terms of revenue generated. And then again, I've got some more visuals here by channel. I can see the revenue by channel and I can see the trends over time. So all of that nicely packaged within the same interface. Now, again, what I want to say is, if you're interested in the generic Copilots, I've got a course on Udemy. Link is below. Just click on it and you'll see a lot of stuff there. Right, so let's jump back to the researcher now. How is the researcher done now? Researcher, have you finished the task I asked you to do? Which was that one. So I just click on the link below and I should have some results for generated right over here. So you can see, if we go back to the initial prompt I typed over here, it was around focus on US and AI clinics only in the last 2 years. You can see the breakdown of the work that the researcher did, all the steps that it went through before giving me the output, which is a nice report with some statistics, with some numbers that are highlighting the main challenges around AI for small practices, etc. And the key success factors as well, etc. So it's all nicely packaged, and that's what the researcher AI agent can do for you. The final one I want to show you is the SharePoint Pages agent. So in this particular one, if you're working on a project and you need to have a place to centralize where that project information lives, now that's where the Copilot, the SharePoint agent comes into play. So let's just show you how that works here. I'm going to show you this prompt quite quickly here. Command copy, and what we have here is, so create a SharePoint project hub page for our Q4 product launch, and include sections on timelines, team, contacts, etc. So a typical SharePoint page, which we can all do, but it's time consuming. So let Copilot agent do that for you in the background. You'll see it gives you a preview of what it's going to create, the milestones, the team contacts, the key documents, all the type of sections you'd expect to have in a SharePoint page, which is a project. Now we need to select the SharePoint sites that we want this page to live in. So I'd say show my recent SharePoint sites, because we don't know yet where we want it to live. And again, all nice and clean in the same interface. So I've gone to the SharePoint page here, and now I can choose which site I want this to live in. Let's say it's Contoso IT, because that's the SharePoint area I want it to live in, and click on confirm. And before you know it, we should get that page set up under the Contoso IT SharePoint site, and you can see it's created it now. Now, the good thing about it, I can simply click on the link and that will take me to the SharePoint site and the actual page, and the interface is there. So look, I've got under the Contoso IT SharePoint site, I should now have a nice page with that information, product launch time, team contacts, key documents. Yes, I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep it. Of course, it's not yet published. I've been given some tips in terms of what the next steps will be. But you can see how I've created it already, nice and ready with my nice branding over there and so on. So that's how to create the SharePoint site. Once I want it, you can see it's private. I would just click on save and launch. When I've done all these recommended changes, I'll just simply publish it and it's good to go. So I hope you enjoyed those 3 agents. There's so many more out of the box agents I can talk to you about. Once again, also let you know I am running a free Discovery Copilot workshop. Link is in the below. Please register below, and I'd love to talk to you for about 15-20 minutes for a discovery call, discovery conversation on Copilot or Copilot agents based on this conversation. So yeah, don't hesitate. Just click on the link, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.